Guys, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Guys, I've been wanting to come on here for a couple of days now, but I've been under the weather. But I am back. I am back on assignment and we gotta do what we gotta do. So guys, in my last video, titled It's Time to Expand, we talked about expansion and when God is calling us for growth, right? Sometimes God asks us to separate from familiar environments. Because maybe these places can no longer hold us and what God has for us, right? Sometimes it's time for us to get up and go and grow. If you have not watched that last video, make sure you go back and watch it so that you can have more context on today's message. But guys, we spoke about Abraham. We spoke about how God was calling him out of his native land. He was calling him away from his family, right? Because he wanted to expand him. Like God was giving him a promised child, right? And he also was providing him with his life purpose. But sometimes we think that the promise that God has for us is only for us, which is not. It's not true. Usually God loves to work through generations and generations to come. And so God was expanding Abraham in such a great way. I don't think Abraham could even imagine how great God was trying to expand him, right? So when God asked Abraham to leave his native country, he decided to take his wife, of course, and he wanted to take his nephew Lot. So he took his nephew Lot on this journey, and when they finally settled on this particular land, they were so rich and wealthy. They had many cattle, silver and gold, and they were both expanding so quickly that Abraham's and Lot's herdsmen began to fight because they could no longer fit on this land. So in Genesis 13:9, it says Abraham gave Lot the option to take the left of the land or the right of the land, saying, if you take the left hand, then I'll go right, or if you depart to the right hand, then I'll go to the left. So Lot took the well-watered part of the land, of course, right? He wanted to take the best parts. But then, guys, in Genesis 13, verses 14 to 15, it says, and the Lord said unto Abram, after Lot was separated from him, lift your eyes and look from the place northward, southward, eastward, and westward. For all the land that you see, I will give it to you and your seed forever. So basically what he was saying was, no matter what part of the land Lot took, all this land that you see here will be yours and your seed forever. So God promised him that he was going to be a father of many nations. But I don't think Abraham could even imagine how greatly God was trying to bless him. And so I don't know who this word is for, but God is asking you to separate, right? To leave maybe a particular situation, environment, maybe a relationship, maybe friends or family, because he wants to expand you in such a great way. And even though he tried to bring his nephew with him, he eventually had to depart and leave his nephew behind because they were growing and expanding in such a great way. So I wanted to leave that word with you today. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.